My girlfriend said, "Let's just be friends. He can give me the life you can't." I didn't argue, didn't chase. I took her advice seriously. Cut emotional access. Cut financial access. Years later, when my name appeared on a deal she couldn't ignore, she finally understood what friends actually meant. I'm a 34-year-old guy who spent 5 years building what I thought was a future with someone. We met when I was 27, fresh out of grad school, starting my career in commercial real estate development. She was working in marketing, making decent money, living in a nice apartment her parents helped pay for. I was scraping by in a studio, eating ramen more nights than I care to admit, but I had a plan. I had ambition. I thought that mattered. For the first 3 years, things were good. We'd talk about the future, about building something together. I'd work 60-hour weeks on projects, learning the business from the ground up. She'd complain sometimes about not seeing me enough, but she said she understood. Said she believed in me. I believed her. Year 4, things started shifting. She started making comments about how her friends' boyfriends took them on vacations, how they got engagement rings, how they lived in actual houses. I'd remind her I was building toward that. That real estate development takes time, that I was paying my dues, that the payoff would come. She'd nod, but I could see something changing in her eyes. Then she met him, some finance guy at her company's sister office. Drove a luxury car, wore expensive watches, took clients to steakhouses that charged more for one meal than I spent on groceries in a month. She started mentioning him casually. "Oh, he said the funniest thing today. He actually listens when I talk about work." Small things that felt like tests. 3 months ago, she asked if we could talk. We were at her apartment, the one I'd helped her move into 2 years prior, the one where I'd assembled all her furniture and mounted her TV and fixed her constantly running toilet. I was exhausted from a site visit that ran late, still in my work clothes, probably smelling like construction dust. "I think we need to have a serious conversation about us," she said. I sat down on her couch, the one I'd helped pick out. "Okay, I've been thinking a lot about what I want from life. Okay, and I don't think we're on the same path anymore." I felt my stomach drop, but I kept my face neutral. "What do you mean? You're always working, always busy, always tired. And I get it, you're building your career, but I need someone who can actually be present, who can give me the life I want." "What life is that?" She waved her hand around. "This, but better. A real house, vacations, security. I don't want to wait 5 more years to see if your career pans out. If it pans out, I'm literally being promoted to junior partner next month." Junior partner. How long until your actual partner? Until you're making real money? I'm making decent money now. Decent isn't enough. I want more than decent. I sat there processing. Is this about him? Who? The finance guy? The one you can't stop mentioning. She had the decency to look uncomfortable. He's made me realize what I'm missing. "So you're leaving me for him?" "I'm not leaving you for anyone. I'm choosing what's best for me." "Does he know he's your backup plan?" "He's not a backup plan. He's someone who can actually provide." "Provide what? Money?" "Because I'm working my ass off to build something real. And I'm tired of waiting for that to happen. I'm 30 years old. I want to start my life." "I thought we were starting our life." "No, you're starting your career. I'm just here." I stood up. "So what do you want to do?" "I think we should be friends. I still care about you. But I need someone who can give me the life you can't. Not right now, anyway." Friends. She wanted to be friends. After 5 years, after all the plans, after all the promises about building something together, she wanted to demote me to friend while she upgraded to someone with a bigger bank account. I looked at her for a long moment. Okay. Yeah, let's be friends." She looked relieved. "Really? You're not going to fight me on this?" "Why would I? You're right. You should be with someone who can give you what you want. Thank you for understanding." I picked up my jacket. "I'm going to head out. You don't want to talk more? Make sure we're good. We're good. We're friends. Friends don't need to process breakups, right?" I left, drove to my studio apartment, sat in my car for 20 minutes in the parking garage. Then I went inside, took a shower, and started making a list. Update 1. The next morning, I woke up with absolute clarity. She wanted to be friends. Fine. I'd be the best kind of friend, the kind that minds his own business and stays out of her life. First, I changed my phone plan. We'd been on a family plan together to save money. My money, but she'd benefited. I called the carrier, split us back to individual plans. Cost me an extra $30 a month. Worth it. Second, I went through our shared subscriptions. Streaming services, music apps, cloud storage. All had been on my accounts. I changed all the passwords, removed her access. Let her figure out her own entertainment budget. Third, I looked at my bank statements. Over the past 5 years, I'd spent roughly $47,000 on our relationship. Dinners, gifts, weekend trips, helping with her rent when she was tight on money, fixing her car, buying her new tires, covering vet bills for her cat. I'd kept receipts for everything, not because I was planning to ask for it back, but because I tracked my expenses religiously. It's how I managed to save for my future while still having a relationship. I made a spreadsheet, organized it by category, saved it to my hard drive, didn't send it to her, just wanted to see the number. Wanted to remind myself what I'd invested in someone who saw me as insufficient. Then I blocked her on social media, not out of anger, but out of necessity. I didn't need to see her new life unfolding. Didn't need the algorithm showing me photos of her and the finance guy at expensive restaurants. She texted me 3 days later. Hey, my streaming services aren't working. Did something happen to the account? I replied, yeah, I canceled the family plan. You'll need to set up your own. Oh, okay. Can you send me the login info for the others? Those were all on my accounts. You'll need to create your own subscriptions. Seriously? I thought we were going to be mature about this. I am being mature. Friends don't share accounts. That's more of a relationship thing. She didn't respond. 2 weeks later, she texted again. I need to grab some things I left at your place. When's a good time? I didn't have anything of hers. I'd gone through my apartment the day after we broke up and put everything in a box. Every photo, every gift, every random item she'd left over the years. I'd driven to her place while she was at work and left the box outside her door. Texted her it was there. She'd never acknowledged it. There's nothing here, I replied. Are you sure? I swear I left a few things. I returned everything 2 weeks ago. Left it at your door. Oh, I didn't realize. No problem. Another week passed. She called this time. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail. Hey, so funny thing. My car is making that noise again. The one you fixed last time? I was wondering if you could take a look at it. I'll buy you lunch or something. I deleted the voicemail. Update 2. A month after the breakup, I ran into her at a mutual friend's birthday party. I debated not going, but I wasn't going to let her dictate my social life. I showed up, said hello to everyone, kept my interactions brief and polite. She was there with him. The finance guy. He looked exactly how I'd imagined. Well-dressed, confident, the kind of guy who'd never assembled furniture or fixed a toilet in his life. They were standing together, his arm around her waist, her laughing at something he'd said. I stayed on the other side of the room, talked to other friends, had a few beers, left early. She texted me the next morning. It was good to see you yesterday. I didn't respond. Are you mad at me? Still didn't respond. I thought we were going to be friends. I finally replied, we are friends. Friends just don't need to text all the time. That seems cold. It's not cold. It's boundaries. You wanted to be friends. Friends have boundaries. I didn't think you'd completely shut me out. I haven't shut you out. I'm just not as available as I was when we were together. That's the difference. She didn't text again for a while. Meanwhile, my promotion came through. Junior partner meant a significant raise, equity in the firm, and involvement in bigger projects. I'd been working on a mixed-use development downtown for 2 years. Residential, commercial, retail space. Big project. High profile. And it was finally moving forward. I threw myself into work. Stayed late. Came in on weekends. Used the distraction to avoid thinking about the 5 years I'd wasted on someone who valued me less than a finance guy's bank account. 3 months post-breakup, I heard through mutual friends that she'd moved in with him. Fast, but not surprising. She'd wanted the upgraded life. She'd gotten it. I felt nothing when I heard. No anger, no jealousy, just nothing. She'd made her choice. I'd made mine. We were both moving forward. Update 3. 6 months later, my firm closed on the downtown development project. We broke ground in the spring. It was the biggest project I'd ever worked on, and my name was on it. Not as the lead, but as one of the key partners. My reputation in the industry started growing. I started getting calls from competitors, from investors, from people who wanted to work with me. I bought a condo. Nothing extravagant, but nice. 2 bedrooms, updated kitchen, parking spot, building gym. I furnished it myself, slowly, picking pieces I actually liked instead of whatever was cheapest. I started dating again. Casually at first, then more seriously. Met someone through a colleague, a project manager at a construction firm. We'd both been burned by previous relationships, both focused on our careers, both comfortable taking things slow. Life was good, better than good. I was building the future I'd always planned, just without the person I thought I'd be sharing it with. Then the project finished. The development opened to massive local coverage. Mixed-use spaces were hot in urban planning circles, and ours was being held up as a model. My firm's name was everywhere. My name was in several articles. That's when she reached out. Not a text, an actual phone call. I was at my desk when my phone rang, her name appearing on the screen for the first time in almost a year. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity got the better of me. Hello. Hey. Oh my God, I can't believe you answered. What's up? I saw the articles about your project. Congratulations. That's so amazing. Thanks. I always knew you'd do something big. I'm so proud of you. Proud. She was proud. After leaving me because I wasn't successful enough fast enough. Appreciate it. So, I was actually calling because I wanted to talk to you about something. Okay. My company is looking to lease some retail space for a new office, and I saw that your development has some available. I thought maybe you could help me out. For old time's sake. For old time's sake. The times when she decided I couldn't give her the life she wanted. You should contact our leasing office. They handle all the retail and commercial spaces. I know, but I thought maybe you could put in a good word. Give me a better deal. Why would I do that? Because we're friends? There it was. The word she'd used to break up with me. Friends. Right. Friends. Friends don't usually get special treatment in business deals. That's more of a relationship thing. Silence on her end. But you can fill out an application like everyone else. I'm sure the leasing team will review it fairly. Come on. You're really going to be like this. Be like what? Professional. Cold. I'm not cold. I'm just treating you the same way I'd treat any other potential tenant. Equally. Fairly. Like a friend. I don't understand why you're being this way. What way? Distant. Different. People change. Circumstances change. You said it yourself when we broke up. We're on different paths. That was different. How? I was just being honest about what I needed. And I'm being honest about what I can offer. Professional courtesy. No special favors. No preferential treatment. Because we're friends. And friends don't mix business with personal feelings. Another long silence. Is this about him? Who? You know who. No. This is about you asking for a favor based on a relationship that you ended because I wasn't enough. I'm not being cruel. I'm being consistent. You've really changed. No. I just stopped being available for emotional labor and personal favors. That's not changing. That's boundaries. Like I said when you first suggested being friends. Friends have boundaries. She hung up. Update 4. The next day, she sent a long text. I could see it was long because my phone showed the preview and there were several messages in a row. I didn't read them. I just archived the conversation and went about my day. Later that week, I heard from a mutual friend that she'd been complaining about me, saying I was holding a grudge, that I was being petty, that she'd just wanted help with a business deal and I'd thrown the past in her face. The mutual friend asked if I wanted to hash it out with her, maybe clear the air. I said no. We're good, I told him. We're exactly what she wanted us to be. Friends. Just not the kind where I give her special treatment. He seemed confused but dropped it. A month later, I heard she'd broken up with the finance guy. Apparently, he wasn't as generous as she'd thought. Apparently, he expected her to contribute financially to their relationship instead of just enjoying his income. Apparently, splitting things 50-50 wasn't the life she'd envisioned. She'd moved back into her own apartment, the one I'd helped her move into years ago. She sent another text. Can we talk? Like actually talk? I didn't respond. 2 days later, I made a mistake. I see that now. Still didn't respond. 3 days after that. Please. Just coffee. Just once. I finally replied. I don't think that's a good idea. Why not? Because we're friends. And friends from past relationships sometimes don't stay in touch. It's healthier that way. I miss you. You miss what I provided. There's a difference. That's not true. Maybe not. But I'm not interested in finding out. So that's it. You're just done with me. I was done when you told me to be. I'm just following through. She didn't text again after that. Final update. It's been 2 years since she asked to be friends. I'm 34 now. The development project put me on the map professionally. I made full partner last year. I'm working on 3 major projects simultaneously. I bought a house. An actual house. The kind she wanted, but didn't want to wait for me to be able to afford. My girlfriend and I moved in together 6 months ago. She's practical, grounded, ambitious in her own field. We split everything fairly, contribute equally, build together. She's never once asked me to give her a life. We're creating it together. I saw my ex a few weeks ago at another mutual friend's event. She looked the same. Maybe a little older, a little more tired. She was there alone. Tried to make eye contact across the room. I nodded politely and turned back to my conversation. She approached me when I was getting a drink. Hey. You look good. Happy. Thanks. You too. I heard you bought a house. I did. That's great. Really great. Thanks. Look, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I wanted to say I'm sorry. For how things ended. For what I said. For not seeing what I had. I looked at her. Really looked at her. Tried to feel something. Anger, satisfaction, vindication. Felt nothing. I appreciate that. Do you think we could ever? No. You didn't even let me finish. I don't need to. The answer is no. To whatever you were going to ask. That's fair. That's fair. I deserve that. It's not about deserve. It's just about what's realistic. We're not friends. We're not going to be friends. We're just 2 people who used to date and now don't. I really did care about you. Maybe, but not enough. And that's okay. You wanted something different. You went after it. I respect that. But I also moved on. And I'm not moving back. She nodded. Looked like she wanted to say more. Didn't. I finished getting my drink and walked away. My girlfriend asked me later who I'd been talking to. I told her just someone I used to know. She asked if it was awkward. I said no, not really. Just boring. Because that's what my ex had become. Boring. A footnote in a chapter of my life that closed when she asked to be friends, and I took her seriously. She wanted someone who could give her a life. She found out that the life you build yourself is worth more than the one someone hands you. And by the time she learned that lesson, I'd already built mine. Without her. Sometimes the best revenge isn't making someone regret leaving. It's becoming someone who doesn't need them to come back.